Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Juliet. If this is your first time here, you're highly welcome. Please consider subscribing. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I made this simple Ankara baby girl dress. If you're interested, please keep on watching. Here I have my fabric unfold using the baby's chest measurement divided by 4 plus 2 inches of allowance and 1.5 for zip at the back. For the front is the baby's chest line plus divided by 4 plus 2 inches, and then the length I used the half length plus extra 1 inch. So for the back piece, I'm going to be marking the zipper allowance first of all. I'm marking 1.5 inches here. I connected that with the ruler. And then I placed the front piece on that zipper allowance line like so. So next I marked the shoulder from the center front. I'm not including the zipper allowance here. I just marked the shoulder divided by 2 from that front piece, and then I marked the armhole, which is 6 inches. I connected that into a straight line. And then next I marked the neck width, which is 3 inches, and then I came down by ½ inch on the armhole line and I connected to the 3 inches mark. I also curved the armhole, as you can see. So I still marked the neck width down, and then the neck depth, which is also 3. So the neck is 3 by 3 for the front, and then 3 by 1 for the back. So for the back now, I'm marking 1 inch all the way to the zipper allowance, connecting that with a straight line, and I'll make a curve as well. So now I'm cutting the shoulder slant first of all, and then the armhole, then the back neckline. So I open the zipper allowance side into 2, and then I'm cutting the front neckline only on the front piece like so. So I've cut lining for both the front and the back pieces. Next I'm going to be cutting the belt. So the belt should be about 22 inches or thereabout, and the wideness I'm marking 5 inches. So here I have about 10 inches, so I just fold it into 2 and just cut. I need 2 of them. I ended up cutting about 30 inches for the length of the belt. So I'll be folding them right sides together and then sewing like so all the way, leaving the other side open. The same thing for the second belt. Then for the front and the back pieces, I'm going to be joining the shoulders. So front and back, I put them right sides together and join them on the shoulder with ½ inch. I'll be pinning first. So I'll do the same thing for the lining. I'll pin the shoulders together and I'll go and sew them. So I've sewn the belt, I turned it out and ironed, and I also iron the shoulder seams apart like so for the lining and the main fabric. So I'm going to be pinning the lining to the right side of the main fabric like so. I'm going to pin the neckline all around, and then I'll also pin the armhole all around. I'll go and sew them using 1/2 inch. So after sewing them, I'm going to be notching. I just make small cuts around the armhole and the neckline, very close to the seam but not past it. So I'll be turning them out now using a safety pin. So I'm going to put the safety pin like this and then put it through the shoulder to the other side, as you can see. I'll do the same thing for this other side now. Put the safety pin like so and then pass it through the shoulder like that and over to this other side. So I just go and iron everything flat now. So after ironing, this is what it's looking like. So I'm going to go and sew the zip line like so. Pick the lining, turn it to the right side and sew it. So I've sewn and ironed the zip line. I'll be doing the same thing for the side seams, both front and back. Turn them to the right side and sew. After that, I'm going to be marking my zipper allowance. So now after sewing, I have 1 inch. So I'll be marking 1 inch all the way up. I'll go and sew that with a loose stitch because I'll still be taking it out to fix the zip later on. After sewing the zip line, I ironed it open like so. So next off, I'll be folding the front side into 2 where I'll place the measurement. I'm ironing it so I know where the center front is. So here I'm marking 1/4 of the chest measurement. That's the chest measurement divided by 4. And then the waist measurement divided by 4. But for kids, most times it's not bad if you use the same measurement, the chest measurement on the waistline side. The belt will still bring it together at the end of the day. So I turned it the other side and I did the same thing. Mark the chest, 1/4 of the chest and 1/4 of the waist. So now I'll be pinning the back on top of the front. But first, I'll be marking 1/2 inch from the down part on the right side like so. That is where I'll be placing the belt before pinning the front and back together. So I'm placing the belt on top of that 1/2 inch mark I made. So I'll be pinning that in place. I'm doing the same thing on this other side. Place the belt on that 1/2 inch mark and pin. So I brought the front and back piece together now. I'm going to be pinning them in place, arranging them properly. Making sure the center front and the center back are sitting on top of each other. I just go and sew. So I've sewn and ironed the side seams, and this is what we have. Next we'll move over to the lower part. So here I have the remaining length of the skirt, that is the full length of the dress minus the half length. I also added extra 2 inches to it that we use to fold and join to the upper part. So I have about 2 yards of wideness here and another tiny piece that's not up to a yard. I'm going to be joining them using a French seam. I'll join back sides together and then turn and join right sides together. Here is what we have. I also folded the lower part. So I'm going to fold it now into 2 equal parts and notch the center point like that. Then I'm going to fold again into half and notch this other point as well. So I'll bring the upper part now and open the zipper line. I'm going to pin it now. The center notch, the first notch I made, which is in the middle, I'll pin it to the center front like so. Then I'll pin the other notch to the side seam. Then I'll pin the other edge to the zipper line, leaving extra 3/4 inch. I'll do the same thing on this side. Place that notch on the side seam and pin, and then pin the other edge to this side, leaving extra 3/4 inch. So I'm going to take it to my machine and make tiny pleats all the way around, but I'm not going to pleat where the zip is going to sit. That zipper line I made before, the pleat will start after that and it will stop before that line. So after sewing the pleats, this is what it's looking like, and this is the right side. This is what we have. Next, I'll be sewing the lining on top of it. I'll also notch the lining like I did the Ankara piece. I'll notch the middle, fold it again and notch those edges. The lining is just 60 inches wide, and then the length of the lining is shorter than the skirt by about 5 inches or so. So I'm going to be pinning the lining on the upper side such that the upper part is in the middle of the lining and the main fabric. As you can see, I'm sure you understand. So I'm pinning the notches to the center, the side seams, and then the edge of the dress. I'm still going to leave that 3/4 inch by the side too. You will know why later. After that, I will make pleats. In this case, you can just make large, big pleats. It's really not important how the size is. It's the lining. After sewing the lining, this is what it's looking like. So this is how it's going to relax when you're done. So the raw edges are now covered. So next, I'll now go and fold in that excess I left there, such that it now sits at the same level with the upper part of the dress. So after folding that, this is what we have. So I'm going to be putting the right sides together like so, and I'm pinning them down. So I'm going to mark 5 inches from that half length. I mark 5 inches down, and I'm marking 1 inch. That's the zipper allowance that I left. I'll mark 1 inch down and then I'll go and sew it like that, leaving that 5 inch point upwards open where I'll fix the zip. After fixing the zip, this is what we have. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you're yet to subscribe, kindly click on the subscribe button. Give this video a like if you learned anything from it, and also click on the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I post a new video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.